After losing everything, I ended up, it got so bad in my living conditions because we had moved into an apartment and we were up a flight of stairs, small hallway, couldn't wheelchair down. And I was treated so bad at this time in my life. I told you something wasn't right. And it was just so bad that I got to a point where I needed help and nobody was helping me. And I played this little game. I knew that anytime I would call for an ambulance and lie and go to the hospital and tell them I was suicidal, they would keep me. I played that game for a minute, and that game ran out. Okay, they finally got hip to it. The last place I went and told them I wanted to die, and I was lying. I had no suicidal thoughts, but I just knew to play the game. That they're gonna keep me at this hospital. I'm gonna get a meal, and I'm gonna be taken care of, getting my bed made, and I'm gonna have some help, these nurses around, and my home life is all jacked up. Something's done now. And the last situation I was in, they took me from the hospital and put me in a psych ward, and where they have the psychiatrists around every day, and you've gone through that experience. And I'm big and tell people, if something's going on, your mental health is serious now. Get that straight. It's nothing you got to keep to yourself. And sometimes it's just good to talk to other people. And I don't want to get choked up telling the story. I hate telling this story. I'm doing it for you, but I hate telling the story. Okay. I've never used this story to build a business or anything like that. Very few people know the story, but I'm giving you the full deal here.
Okay.
I was in the psych ward for a week, and the psychologist that would come in once a week and make the decision, do you stay or do you go, made the decision, there's nothing wrong with this fool. This dude's one of the smartest people I ever met. He got to go. And I was like, where am I going? I'm looking forward to it, like going somewhere nicer than this or whatever. No, I was going to a homeless shelter. And they sent me to a homeless shelter. And I never forget, I said, I'm not staying here. I'm not going to do the homeless thing. No. They gave me a bus ticket in Dallas, Texas. And I used that bus ticket to get a ride to the Dallas-Fort Worth airport. And I spent the night in the airport. I went over to the international section, spent the night. And I'll never forget, there was a guy there going to Korea, and his flight was out the next morning. He had been in the States, he owned restaurants, but he didn't have any United States money. And he wanted something to eat out this vending machine. And all he had was Korean money. And I gave him my last $5.
Wow.
Here I am, about no money. I gave him $5, and he was able to get him something to eat. And I never forget it. And I always say, when you do good, good comes to you. I'm not going to get here and get religious and preachy, but I do believe in when you do right by people, good things will come to you. I just believe that, morally, ethically, and I believe in doing things morally and ethically. And I ended up, they kicked me out the airport, making a long story short. They knew I wasn't supposed to be in there.
What?
They didn't have a ticket. Yeah, you can't sit in the airport.
Okay, yeah.
Even here in Atlanta, you
Right.
can't even go in there now unless you have a
limits.
ticket. Yeah, they're changing that, right? So what happened was they went back to the homeless shelter, and I talked to the lady. She said, I hope we can get you a room tonight. I'm like, if you don't get me a room, not a room, but a cot, that's what they call it, you're going to have to sleep basically in Skid Row. You're going to have to sleep outside in a tent. Or we have a section, but I'm like, are you kidding me? Here I'm in. She said, but I think I can get you a cot. And she got me a cot. And the way this game was played is every day at 2 o'clock, they started giving out tickets. And they had this long line of homeless. And when you got your ticket, it had a number on it. And then they go down the numbers, and if you got there early enough, you got a cot that night, where you were inside, so you weren't amongst the cold and the rain and all that. Now I'm in a homeless shelter. I'm around homeless people. And I didn't tell you this part. When I first went to the homeless shelter, someone from the homeless shelter stole my cell phone. Stole it. Took off running, and I couldn't chase her.
Wow.
Crazy. So I had no cell phone, nothing but the clothes on my back, in a wheelchair, in a homeless shelter. Fast forward. I cried one night so bad, and I said, you know what, Tim, I'm not going to cry again, because I didn't have my family, I didn't have my girls, I'm homeless, And I cried and I said, I don't want to be here. If I did it before, I can do this again. Little did I know what was about to happen. Go back to the homeless shelter. They had a deal I found out about where if somebody would take you in, they would give you a Greyhound bus ticket anywhere in the country. Okay? And my sister reached out and said, no, just send them down to me. I got her. And I ended up getting a bus ticket. That's a whole nother story. Ended up in the Greyhound bus station a week because the buses weren't equipped. Anyways, I ended up going to Virginia to my sister's small house, sleeping on the couch up front. And it was tough, but, my sister loved me enough to take me in. And I'm trying to figure it all out. And
this is what month?
This was in October of last year.
Man, that's only
this is months, just over a year ago. And I was able, because I was getting food stamps. Not food, they don't call them food stamps. It was a card from Virginia that gave me some money when I got there on a card. And I went online and was able to get a cell phone. Free. What you all call government phone, right? I was able to get a free phone. That's one you see these people, anyways. I get this free Android phone. Now, number one, I'm an iPhone guy. I would spend $1,200, $1,500 a year on a contract to get a new iPhone. You couldn't tell me, all my friends, I told them, you're crazy if you don't have an iPhone, get an Android. I got an Android because it was free. And I would get on that Android and literally go on social media, like you're doing here, and use that platform to share a link. And very few people would join, and I was getting checks for $20, $30 a week.
You were just sharing it to friends and family?
Not even family.
Just
God, no.
social media.
No, just people on Facebook.
Okay.
Social media. Just followers. Just say, hey, take a tour of this, save money getting healthy with a membership. Man, let me tell you, Ben calls me up in November and says, Tim, we're going big. And he said, we're going to turn the system on. It's an online marketing system, free. We're going to put in this compensation plan where not only will you get paid on your, I'm not going to go through that right now, compensation, and we're going to let you get this thing called generational matching money. Cool, sounds good to me, let's go. And man, he turned that switch on there. Mind you, I'm living in my sister's house, on the couch, lights out at 9 o'clock, and I have nothing but an Android phone and internet. And when that system got turned on, I would go on social media. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. Man, I stank. I didn't take baths. It was insane. I was like this. Nothing can stop me. I'm not going to go get a job. Just sharing. Anybody that would listen.
Like facts. And
this thing took off, man. Next thing I know, I'm getting my first weekly checks. I'm going from $20, $30 a week to over $1,000 a week. Just like that. Just like that, man. A couple of weeks go by, 4 weeks to be exact, a month. First week of January of last year, so what, 12, 13, 14 months ago, I moved from my sister's couch into a dump hotel. But that dump had a kitchenette. I don't cook. I can't even boil water, but it had a kitchenette, it had a bed, and it had a TV. And I had this so I could get DoorDash if I wanted something to eat. And I was making enough money to pay $700 and some a week to stay there. And I'm making $1,000, so a little cushion there so I could do it. So ended up living in that hotel from January till November of last year. 5 months ago. Because this thing took off on its own to go all over the world, changing people's lives on a little $9.95 membership, just with a link, a website. I went from homeless to now my checks are running about $80,000 a month. And that's not including my weekly checks I already discussed, and it's no stopping it. All I say to people is, don't listen to the noise. So now is the time to be an entrepreneur. And I always tell people, you may look at this thing that I'm involved with, just got paid yesterday. I think my check yesterday was about $78,000. And the funny thing is anybody can do it, but it's not for everybody. Yeah. And I'm just going to be honest, it's not for everybody. Man, I just can't stress enough that what we're doing here is different. And I think it's what I love about it the most is not the money, because I'm I'm on the other side of the money. It's not about money anymore. Never was really with me. But just to see average people finally winning in this industry, because this industry was built on game. 3% of the people in our industry that I fell in love with 30 years ago make
When you say
the
our
big
industry,
money.
do you mean health and wellness, or do you mean?
Network marketing. Now, health and wellness is a multi-billion-dollar industry. I mean, you got GNCs, all that. We don't have to sell our products. We just save people money.
Yeah.
But think about this for a minute. 3% of people make money in this industry. 3%. On top of that, you have 90% of people in this industry that aren't making enough money to even cover their auto ship every month. And that's sad. Something's not right.
Yeah.
And then you got another 5% that are making that sweet spot, $300 to $500 a month. Here in what we're doing, over 30% of people involved, week over week, are hitting a rank I talked about it, where it doesn't cost you nothing. Okay, I did the yearly, so I don't even pay the $9.95 a month.
Right.
I just
That's
get a
like
check.
no money. It's
That's like-
$9.95 a month.
Exactly, but
That's
people get
crazy.
so caught up when you say network marketing or
They do. They
man.
do. It
And
is.
let's cover this. Let's
Yeah.
look at trends.
Okay.
And Ben is a genius.
That's the creator.
That's the creator.
Okay.
And Ben got to looking at the trends. Let's take a couple of things. One is retail companies are going this way. Kmart's, you don't see them anymore.
That's
They're in the
gone. Kmart.
J.C. Penney's, yeah, they're gone. Who is rocking right now? Walmart because of their price, but the big ones are going to be your Costco, your BJ's,
Okay.
your Amazons, your Prime membership. I mean, people are paying $9.95 a month to get free shipping. But all of these companies are trending this way, while big box retailers are going this way. That's one trend. So let's just look at that trend. Let's talk about health and wellness. 71% of adults in America alone buy some type of supplement.
That's a massive percentage.
Now, okay, that's a trend. Nothing for me to sell here,
Yeah.
okay?
No, real talk.
That's a trend, right?
Yeah.
What happened to the earth a few years ago?
With COVID, the emissions.
COVID.
Yep.
Now, I can't make any claims here. I'm not a physician. But listen to this. There's a couple of things we learned in COVID. One is everybody started working from home. So the home-based business industry started doing this during COVID,
It's true.
right? You got people working at home. You're trending one way with it. Now, those companies I named a minute ago are membership-based companies. Do you realize there are car washes out there right now you pay 20-some bucks a month for, and you can get unlimited car washes?
I just
And they're making a
got one
fortune.
yesterday.
They're making a fortune. You can go
I
get
just
your car
signed
washed every day.
I just signed up yesterday. $23.
Now, whether you go get your car washed, you're going to give them $20 a month or whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everything's trending that way. And then COVID hit, and the world started to want to get healthy. And there was one thing, I don't know if I have one over there in the D1. There's one thing they did for them. Don't take my word for it. Look it up what they found out. People wanted to get healthy. People began supplementing because it just made sense.
Yeah.
And they also found, I'll give you one here, it's a multivitamin. It's a multi, I don't have to sell multivitamins. What I can say, I can save you money with our membership. What is this, $8.95 or something like that? If you move quickly, you can get a $5 off coupon, you get $3 and something. Go over there and try to buy this at Walmart with no preservatives. No, these aren't red and green and fruity and all. No, nothing artificial, 100% organic, 90-day empty bottle money back guarantee. So, anyways, back to these trends. Everything's trending this way when it comes to the membership model. Matter of fact, I don't know when it's going to be shown to people. Go look at Target. Target just announced they're starting a membership.
Really?
They want to go up by Amazon. Target. Everybody's going to membership models, all right? Then now the earth wants to get healthy. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. So Ben said the timing is right to do this. We're looking at the trends, and if we just catch this wave.
Yeah.
Now Costco has 120 million members. Our company, Live Good, only has 1.1 million in 14. And that's fastest growing company in this industry in the history. I've been doing it 30 years. Never, unbelievable. 1.1 million members. Now all of them making money? No. Some people in this company are just here to buy products.
Right. Just want to be healthy.
I mean, take the Super Reds. I don't have to go through product, but take our Super Reds, man. How much is this? $18.50. Y'all ever heard of a company you see it on TV all the time, Super Beets? Their main ingredient, and the only proprietary ingredient is beets.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. It's good for cardiovascular stuff. It's good for your health. It's good for your blood pressure. $18 with a 90-day empty bottle, no questions asked, money back guarantee. So you could send this back empty and get all your money back. We don't want your money. I say we, but the company doesn't want your money.
Right.
Imagine if I came to you. Imagine if a dying company, let's say, came up, and they said, we're dying, we're not moving inventory, and a company were to say, I tell you what, why don't you let me sell it? But we're going to cut the prices, and not only will we move the inventory for you, Kmart, I'm going to introduce it to 1.1 million consumers, just like that. Boom, overnight. Sales go up. Mm-hmm. Now, Kmart doesn't have the overhead. They're not doing this through a store. They're doing it through a little old network marketing company. Just imagine how big this thing is going to be. This company is just getting started. I can't stress it. What about discount programs where you can go buy a car and get it for whatever? We're in the right place at the right time, and this has never been done before. So people can say it's MLM and it's no. This is so totally disruptive. It's disrupting this industry. And here's what I love about this company. And people get on me, it's funny. I love the company. First of all, I'm an independent distributor. I signed up like the average person. And I can be tough. I can be rough. Because I've been there, I've seen it, I've done it. And what's funny to me is Ben is so smart. I remember when he first started this and we had a conversation. One bad thing about this industry is these companies that terminate people for cross-recruiting and all this funny stuff. They find ways to get rid of people making money, basically is what they do. And they'll say, oh, you posted some other company on Facebook. We don't. Live Good doesn't care if you work. We don't have every product under the sun. Mm-hmm. You know, as long as you, and I tell people, and people get on me all the time, as I teach people that with leadership becomes responsibility. Go do you. If you want to do credit repair, if you want to do another nutrition company, buy products from other, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I also want you to touch on what makes, what you said you got 30 years in. What was your, is this your experience that made you excel?
What made me excel was my hunger and my, I'm going to be honest, man, I didn't want to work for nobody. Yeah. Been there, done that. I never wanted to own a company because I don't want to run books. I don't want employees, so that's out. I never want a boss. I started originally coming out of college getting the car business. And, you know, people talk about car sales, they say whatever. I was making 6 figures selling cars. And I loved it, but I didn't like the hours. And I got married and things happened, but I didn't, who wants to work for somebody? And I don't get people making salaries. It's no growth. I mean, when are you going to get a 2% raise at the end of the year if you're first? And there's nothing wrong with that because this industry is designed for somebody to do it part-time. Yeah. What it's turned into is people think they can get in this industry and all of a sudden they're making $1,000 a month. And I'm like, can you get $1,000 extra a month on your job? Absolutely not. Can you? But here in this industry, you can, there's 2 things I like about this industry. One, you can control your own income. If you build it and you build it right, it could for a lifetime continue to pay you. That's one good thing. And the second good thing is you're surrounded around people that'll motivate you. If you are, look at Des behind the camera right now, and this one here, you can't even get her to open her mouth half the time. She acts shy, but now you can't keep her quiet. And the marketplace, man, this network marketing brings things to the table that traditional companies can't or don't. And it's fun. I mean, imagine a guy like me that literally get out of bed when I want to get out of bed. I go to bed at night if I go to bed when I want to. Every week on Thursday, I'm going to get a direct deposit, whether I get out of bed or not. I'm able to do what I want, when I want, because I want to. Excuse me? Remember I talked about I gave the guy from Korea my last $5, and I said, it always comes back. Now, God put us in a position, we just happen to be in here, and this owner comes in. She's showing off these products, then says, we're having a showcase, and local business can come here and showcase their products or services. Make a long story short, we asked her how much, and she said, no, it's going to be free to the community. And I live right upstairs in the building where they're downstairs in the retail side. And I'm like, this is God. This is God. Whatever spiritually you are. And I'm careful about saying that because we have people from different countries, speak different languages, different religions. Man, I got to say this. Yeah. The biggest thing I love about this company, you were asking about this, is what I love, is we're living in a world right now that is so much hate. Countries are fighting each other over religious reasons. Other countries are invading other countries. And we don't understand the strife. I mean, people are dying. And then, in this country, so much division. Everybody's divided.
Yeah.
You know, in this company, I have literally watched people come together. Philippines, Russians, Africans. Just everybody's coming together with the same mission and the same goals and just helping each other. And I truly believe in my heart, because it's not about the money, this company is going to change the world by bringing people together.